And for more on this, we're joined by Benjamin Reilly from Sydney. He's a non-resident senior fellow at the United States Study Centre. Now, Mr. Reilly, in the immediate aftermath of the attack, social media was abuzz with claims that Trump just won the election. Also, almost instant high-profile endorsements from Elon Musk. We also have billionaire Bill Ackman citing what he calls empirical data for backing Trump. Now, is the election win in the bag for Donald Trump?
It certainly improved his prospects. He was already, of course, looking quite strong compared to Joe Biden, given what's happened over the week since the debate. But I think we've seen today his appearance of strength in a very traumatic episode would definitely have appealed to his supporters. Put it this way, he certainly didn't lose any voters today, and he's probably gained quite a few. So I think, yes, the Democrats will be extremely concerned about the election, as well as, of course, the broader political situation in the United States that an event like this presages. I mean, the Americans have had episodes of gun violence throughout their politics, throughout the years, and, you know, this might unlock or uncork more gun violence in the future.
We're going to get into that in just a bit, how it affects gun laws. But, you know, as you mentioned, it's not the first time an assassination attempt has been made on the lives of American presidents. And each time, there are a flurry of conspiracy theories or speculations. And within seconds of this shooting, social media blew up with people claiming that this was staged. So how would you respond to these claims? And what's the possibility of this being a publicity stunt?
It's not a publicity stunt, but it's true that there is a large number of conspiracy theorists in the United States, that conspiratorial thinking has gone mainstream. The internet and social media have a lot to do with this. And it has to be said that Donald Trump himself has encouraged some of this thinking over the years. So it's not a surprise. And I've seen some of those reports already claiming that this was, you know, the government was behind this, or the deep state. And unfortunately, this is the tenor of the times that we're in. It's not surprising, but I do think as more details come out about the gunman, who appears to have been a local young white man, some of those conspiracies will die down. We'll see. We can hope.
Right. Now, President Joe Biden has also come out to condemn the attack against Trump. But despite his composure, has this attack derailed his campaign strategy? What's his next move possibly going to be? Will he pull out of the race? If so, when, how?
It certainly made it more difficult for Biden. They've had to pull a lot of the ads that they were planning on running, which were very critical of Donald Trump. They now are going to actually have to cease most of their criticism, at least for a few days. And I think it's put Biden himself in a difficult position, because if nothing else, Trump's reaction to the shooting sent a message of strength and defiance. And Biden, as we know, is not at his best. He's not at peak form, and he seems infirm. And I think it probably increases the prospects that Democrats will try to replace Biden, because I think inevitably the opinion polls are going to shift very strongly in favour of Trump after this event. There's going to be a lot of undecided voters who are now saying they'll vote for Trump, who are swayed by the imagery of what we saw. If nothing else, the policy issues haven't changed an iota, but the imagery was very important. And I think that will put a lot of pressure on the Democrats to rethink their electoral strategy.
Now, Mr. Reilly, let's talk a bit about how this incident will impact gun control laws in the U.S. It's already a contentious issue in the presidential race. Biden has tightened the gun laws and he wants to ban assault weapons. But Trump says he's going to reverse all of that if he's back in power. Is Trump likely to change his mind, having barely dodged a bullet himself?
That's a very interesting question. You're right. Donald Trump has been opposed to restrictions on gun laws, as the Republican Party have, but he has now had a very near miss. He's very lucky that he wasn't shot dead today. And who knows what that will do to Trump himself. I think for the party, though, I think it's very unlikely that the party will embrace stricter gun laws as a result of this. But Trump himself, we'll see. We'll see what having a near-death experience does to a man like Trump. But, it would be optimistic to think that the Republicans will make a big shift on gun laws as a result of this one event.
Mr. Reilly, thank you so much for your insights. That was Benjamin Reilly, a non-resident senior fellow at the United States Studies Center. He's speaking to us live from Sydney.